What's going on, everybody? I wanted to talk about Tesla. Don't normally talk about Tesla on this channel. I've talked about it a long time ago, but I wanted to get into it. We have a lot of news going on here. We have some news on Twitter and some expectations for how long he's going to be a CEO. We also have a Twitter post that is just skyrocketing the Dogecoins and the floki e-news and all that kind of stuff. I also wanted to pull up the chart, and we're just going to look at some valuation metrics for Tesla, my overall thoughts, things like that. Now, if you're new to this channel, I post daily videos, or try to at least, regarding stocks, cryptos, things of that nature. So consider hitting the like, subscribe, ring the notification bell. I definitely appreciate it. Check out the links down below to some stocks and cryptos, and consider joining my YouTube membership. It's only $2. Now, without further ado, let's look at Tesla stock. So first off, I did want to glance at the chart, and you'll see that we have been in a nice bullish momentum uptrend. We are now riding the 50 EMA up, although it does look like here we are seeing a double top. Very likely we're going to pull back, test the EMAs again, so look out for that. But it is nice to see that we've been on an uptrend since the beginning of the year, just like many stocks and cryptos. But if we do break out of this double top, I can definitely see us pushing further. Our next potential resistance will be somewhere in the 230 area, but I am definitely liking what I'm seeing on the chart here for Tesla. And another thing I wanted to mention here is in May of 2022, we did see a death cross on Tesla, and it popped along the way, but in general has traded downwards since then. One thing I'll be looking for on Tesla is that this 50 MA moving average comes up towards this 200 MA, and we get a cross, also known as a golden cross. But just watch that the momentum continues on this one and we don't start curling back down. And also this yellow trend line that's been started since the beginning of the year, watch that we don't break this. We can definitely come down and retest it, likely right around $200. I can see $200 being a psychological level of support. Obviously, if that breaks, we're going to fall further. But coming up to the next couple of days, as we approach 200 potentially and don't continue to run, just watch that we do bounce off of this yellow trend line and don't break it, because a break could cause an accelerated move downwards. Now, I did want to pull up this article, and I think it's a bit misleading in my eyes, but it says, "Bad news, Tesla bulls. Elon Musk plans to keep running Twitter for the rest of this year." Well, I don't think that's the point here. I think the point is towards the end of the year, he is going to find a new CEO. That's the plan, at least. And he literally says himself, I'm guessing probably towards the end of this year should be good timing to find someone else to run the company. He's talking about Twitter. Now, as far as I know, before that statement, we figured he was just gonna continue being the CEO of Twitter. I think this is good news that he will eventually step down from CEO and can remain more focused on Tesla. But just look at these articles and how it's kind of being painted in this negative way. Look at Elon Musk says he wants new Twitter CEO by year end. We'll see. There's plenty of reason to doubt he'll step aside, especially when he says doing so depends on whether the platform is financially healthy. I just find these articles to be extremely biased, and instead of just saying the statement that, you know, he was expecting by year end to step down as CEO, they kind of put their little twist on it. But let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Are these two articles a little misleading? Now, as for what I see as some really great news, is Tesla is going to double their Supercharger network in the US as it opens to non-Tesla EVs. And this was planned a while ago, but this is actually mentioned by the White House here. At least this article did drop today. But we did hear that, you know, they did have some plans doing that moving forwards quite a while ago. But we're finally seeing it with a little bit more light shed on it. So Tesla and the White House announced that they reached a deal for the former Tesla to open its Supercharger network to non-Tesla EVs in the US. The automaker also confirmed plans to double its number of chargers in the US by the year 2024. And over the last year, Tesla has been working to open its Supercharger network to non-Tesla electric vehicles. And as for Europe, Tesla has actually already opened hundreds of stations in most countries it operates in Europe. And they did say they plan on doing the same by the end of 2022 in North America. They are lagging behind a bit there. But they are going to be using this magic dock so they can integrate CCS chargers with Tesla's actual charging station. And reading here, Tesla for the first time will open a portion of its US Supercharger and destination charger network to non-Tesla EVs, making at least 7,500 chargers available for all EVs by the end of 2024. The open chargers will be distributed across the US. They will include at least 3,500 new and existing 250 kilowatt superchargers along highway corridors to expand freedom of travel for all EVs, and level 2 destination charging at locations like hotels, restaurants, urban and rural locations. All EV drivers will be able to access these stations using the Tesla app or website. Additionally, Tesla will more than double its full nationwide network of superchargers, as I just said. But that is great news, and the White House actually here says didn't disclose how much funding funding Tesla will receive as part of the program, but is undoubtedly significant. So they're actually going to get some money likely from the White House for this infrastructure plan that they are doing. As we know, they are definitely pushing for EVs. Now, I did want to pull up some valuation metrics here for Tesla and just give you some overall thoughts. And then we're going to get into this Twitter and Dogecoin news here. But you might glance at the forward PE or the trailing PE and say, oh, these are a tad high. But one thing you have to consider is where it's traded at before. You know, in 2021, this was actually at a 343 PE. And one thing you'll notice if you actually watch the PE and then you get the earnings, you'll see that those PEs get drastically cut down because of the huge growth in earnings on this company. And I'll show you that in a second. But also looking at their balance sheet, you'll see that it's quite solid. They have $22 billion in cash, pretty small debt, $5 billion in debt. Definitely good to see that they have more cash than debt, unlike a lot of riskier other stocks. And they are currently grossing about $21 billion on a trailing 12-month standpoint. Now, I did want to hop back over here and just show you guys how much revenue growth we've been seeing. Their last quarter that they reported here in late January, they actually reported $24 billion. The previous quarter before that, $21 billion. Previous quarter before that, $16 billion. I mean, you see that crazy revenue growth. They did have a couple of lapses in revenue growth. You'll see here a higher quarter than the one I just showed you. But, you know, in general, you can see that they've been seeing huge revenue growth. And as we see that revenue growth, their valuation metrics will come down. The PEs will look better. The price to sales will look better, things of that nature. Now, as for the last thing here, Elon Musk posted his dog here as CEO of Twitter, and this caused a lot of the dog cryptos to absolutely run. And Floki coin here is actually up 41% in the last 24 hours, absolutely insane. And we also have Dogecoin popping a little bit as well, not as crazy as the other one, but popping as well. So is this the beginning again of all the dog tweets making Dogecoin, making Shiba Inu, and all those just skyrocket? Maybe so. He is quite spontaneous at times with his tweets, and I do suspect we'll see some more dog tweets likely pumping these cryptos. But let me know what you think down below. Thanks as always, guys, for watching, and have a good day.